So my name is Professor Akın Aksu. I am from Akdeniz University Faculty of Tourism. And today, together with you, we will see CRM, Customer Relations Management. First of all, I want to ask you, what do you know about CRM? Nothing? But when I said CRM, you said, oh, wow. I think one of your favorites in advanced, I think. Okay, then we will start from zero. Okay, CRM, it means Customer Relations Management. In some of companies, they use, instead of customer, they use guest. For example, do you know Gloria Hotels? Gloria Hotels in Belek region. They have 4 different brands: Gloria, Serenity, Golf, Verde, and Sports One. They have 4 5-star hotels. And if you go to Gloria chain, instead of customer, they use guest. GRM, Guest Relations Management. So some of the companies, they use customer term, some of them guest. What is the difference between them? What's the difference between them? Can you guess? Okay. What do you think? If I say to a person guest or a customer, is there any difference? If yes, what's the difference? For example, if I look and say, okay, you are my customer, it means in my eyes, you will probably see dollar, euro sign. So it means money comes first. If I say customer. If I say guest, this is just the opposite. This time money comes as second. Okay? Maybe you know, as Turkish people, Turkish culture, we have worldwide well-known Turkish hospitality. Turkish hospitality. Let's assume that there is a person, there is a tourist, came to Antalya by plane. But unfortunately, this person loses his wallet, let's say. No money. Without any money, if this person knocks the door of any kind of Turkish home, Turkish house, can you imagine what will happen? If this person knocks the door of any Turkish house and say that, sorry, I am here, I don't have any money, I am a guest sent by God. What will happen? Can you guess? As Turkish citizen, the owner of the house will open the door and say, welcome. Okay, you are guest sent by God, so you will be my guest tonight. And most probably, the owner will share all foods and beverage in the refrigerator without receiving, without waiting any money, any payment, because this person will be the guest. And the following day, they will say goodbye to each other, and that's all. So if you say, if you want to see someone as a guest, money comes as second. But customer, money comes first. Let's go back to tourism industry. In tourism industry, even in Antalya, the hoteliers, they are very polite. And for many years, they used customer term to people, for the people. But now, since they are very polite, they are using guest term. You are our guest. Welcome our guest. Always guest. But sooner or later, just before checking out, unfortunately, these professionals, God bless you, put invoice in front of the person. So whether you use customer, whether you use guest, it doesn't matter. Sooner or later, you request some payment with the help of invoice. Okay? But since they are very polite, they prefer to use guest term instead of customer. But normally, no change in terms of the result. Okay, why CRM? Why it is important? Okay, one by one, I will try to give the meaning, the value. But first of all, we must remember or learn some terms. Okay, some terms. So I will ask you, who is a customer? Okay, what do you think? Who is a customer? Just give me any definition, your definition.
Just people
Yes, if you buy something from a company, you are we can name you a customer. Okay? If you buy anything from a company. Okay, this is customer term. What about to compare customer together with potential customer? Potential customer. What's the difference between customer and potential customer?
Potential customer didn't buy something from company but want to.
Maybe want to, but more than that, more important than that, this person must have enough budget, money. Okay, that's why we call potential. Or as a joke, what's the difference between a customer and potential customer? The difference is potential. Okay, it's a joke, of course. Okay, if you buy anything, we call you customer. If you still didn't buy anything, but you may have a request, demand, plus if you have enough budget, we call you potential customer. Nowadays, companies are looking around and they are trying to guess the real needs and expectations of both customers and potential customers as well. Can you give me any example that any company are searching for the real needs of customers, current ones, already bought, buy something, and the potential ones? Can you give me any example from tourism area or different area? Any example? Let me give you one. Do you know BMW? BMW, what does it mean? It is a car company. Okay? It's a car company from automotive industry. I will give you an example. As BMW, as a person, if you want to visit their website, there are lots of buttons, there are lots of information, and in one section, there is a question for you. Do you want to create your dreamed car? Do you want to create your own or dream car? If you click yes button, then they will give the outside looking of the car. Let's say this is 5 series BMW, okay? They just already prepare for you the outside looking of the car. The inside belongs to you. Then one by one, they started to ask questions. Okay, what kind of wheels do you want? Maybe you will say star model, star type. The tires. What about the wheel? Maybe made of leather. What about the color? I want this color black from outside, but white from inside. Contrast. Okay. Then when you enter all details belong to you, as a last button, they will ask you, do you want to see your dream car? You will probably say yes. When you click, you will see your dream car, okay, with the colors and special characteristics. Then they will continue to ask demographical questions. Who are you? What about your annual revenue? Okay, what about your occupation? Then, by using those demographic details, as car company, they will understand that do you have that potential or not. Potential means still you didn't buy any BMW from our company, but you may. You may have a desire, you have enough budget. If they see that I have that enough budget, then they will put my name in the list of potential customers. By the way, as BMW, they are receiving all this kind of information from all over the world, and among the list, then they create their new 5 series. For example, among 5 series, you cannot find red color BMW. It is interesting. Why is this so? Because after receiving lots of data from all over the world, they understand that among potential customers, they don't want to see red color 5 series. But if you insist, by paying extra, you may have red color too. Okay? just an example of searching over potential customers. So as companies, you may search, you may receive some details belong to current customers and potential ones too. Okay? So I ask the question and give the answer. Okay, what is CRM? What do you think? What is CRM? CRM means having long-term relations with the customers. Having long-term relations with the customers. Why is important? Because if you create long-term relations, most probably at the end of the tunnel, you will have loyal customers. Then I will ask you, who is a loyal guest or customer? What do you know about customer loyalty? Can you give me any definition? Now we have learned who is a customer, who is a potential customer. What about loyal customer? Any answer from you? Can you guess?
We also visit only our hotel during years.
In terms of maths, in terms of mathematics, if any customer visits any hotel more than 2 times, then we can see this person as loyal. You are right. In terms of mathematics, if you buy anything more than 2, automatically we call you loyal. Any other definition? Now one definition came from your friend. Any other? Who is a loyal customer? The customer doesn't want to leave that company. The customer doesn't want to leave. For example, you want to kick this person from the door, this person will come from the window. You will separate this person from window, this person will come from the roof. Okay? He or she doesn't want to leave your company. This person likes your company very much. This is another definition of loyalty. Another one, for example, if I use questionnaires, for example, let's say I'm asking, are you loyal? Are you loyal to our company? I am directly asking. And I will use 5 Likert scale. From 1 to 5, this person will circle any number. Over 5, if this person circle minimum 4 or 5, you can also say that this person is loyal to the company. Okay, so up to now I have given 3 different definitions for loyalty. Okay, in terms of mathematics, if you buy minimum twice or more, you can be loyal. Or in terms of questionnaires, if you circle the maximums, you can be loyal. Or as a person, if you don't want to leave that company, you can be loyal. These are 3 different definitions of loyal guest or customer. Any question up to now? Okay, let's compare, dear students, customers with businesses. Which is bigger? If you think all customers in the world and all companies in the world, which is bigger? Which is more stronger? Are they equal to each other? Customers equal to businesses? What do you think? Are they equal or not? By saying equal, we mean their payment levels, their budgets. If I count all budgets of customers in the world, and if I count all investment amounts of all businesses in the world, are they equal? Businesses are bigger or smaller? Bigger. Or, in other words, customers are smaller than businesses, as you said. Okay. But this was the case before. Now, after seeing the history of sales and marketing, we must change this idea. I think you have received sales and marketing courses or marketing courses, am I right? As far as I know from Zafer Bey, you receive marketing courses. Maybe not now, but later. So you know something about history of marketing. So tell me the history. If you say yes, give me the answer. How many periods up to now we have seen in history of marketing? Let me give you a clue. 4 periods. 4. Before globalization, after globalization. Can you give me any kind? If you say yes. 4 different eras. Before globalization, number 1. Before globalization, there were limited number of companies in the world. As a customer, if you have a demand, if you have money, from limited companies, you may select and buy something. But before globalization, in your city, in your country, there were limited number of companies. There are no more choices, very limited choices. Among limited choices, you can buy something. This was the case before globalization. By the way, what is globalization? Do you have any idea what is globalization? What does it mean? If you say yes, the answer?
One product have all world.
So we can move one product to the world.
Yes, international.
What about people? Okay, one is okay.
Yes, people same.
People. So maybe before globalization, let's say in Antalya, we can see only Turkish people.
No.
Before globalization. But now, yes, now we can see lots of nationalities. Even every Saturday, we have Cumartesi Pazarı in Turkish. Saturday Bazaar on the way to Lara. On the left side, they are selling tomatoes in 5 languages. Domates, tomatoes, and others. 5 languages. They are selling tomatoes. Why is this so? Because there are lots of people, lots of nationalities, even in Antalya. So before globalization, in the first era of marketing, there were limited number of companies, and as a customer, if you have demand, if you have budget, you may buy something from the limited numbers. After globalization, when world leaders, in a way, when they omit national borders, they in a way change the world as big market. So as an American person, we can see you in Antalya. As Turkish citizens, they may move to Germany, whatever. So we can see mobility of people, mobility of products, as you said, after globalization. So in the second era, after globalization, this time there were lots of companies. Yeah. There were lots of companies. Now, as customers, we are lucky because we can buy anything from huge number of companies. No limitation in terms of companies. This is number 2. Number 3, the more companies, of course, at the same time bring, the more problems. So as companies, if they want to sell their products, they understand the importance of giving advertisement. So the third era belongs to advertisement age. More and more companies are started to give advertisement to sell their products. Okay? By the way, while they are giving more importance to advertisement, some of the companies, they started to work illegal, and they started to give illegal advertisements. Even in Turkey, one milk company, I don't want to give the name, as this company, they have sent direct message to the brains of people, and like robots, they go and buy their products. Illegal, not legal, illegal. Then the authorities, they understand that they must do something. Now we come to the fourth era. To protect the rights of customers, they started to publish new laws protecting the rights of customers. With this way, if there is illegal advertisement, they will be punished by officials. Now we reach to the fourth era, fourth period, the last period. Now we must change the equilibrium, and we can write that customers are bigger than businesses. Why is it so? Because as customers, they are telling to the companies what they want, when they want, how they want. They are the king. We are the king, by the way. Okay? But not in terms of payment levels, but with the help of rules, laws, protecting the rights of customers. So nowadays, as businesses, they must be too careful in dealing with customers. That's why CRM comes. That's why we understand the importance of CRM. I will give lots of details. Any question? Any comment? Still no. Okay. What else we have? The history. Okay. In the whole world, when we look to the history of CRM, we start with 1960s. So, in that age, the fashion was producing new products. The more products. 10 years later, they still continue to produce something, but decreasing the cost components became as more important. So, decreasing the cost components, low cost production. 10 years later, as everybody knows, 1980s is equal to total quality management. Do you know TQM? Total quality management. From the term, as you can guess, there is something related with quality. But they put total quality, not only quality management. Why is this so? Because they want to see all people in the process, starting from staff level to top management level. So that's why they put total, and they have given highest priority to quality matters. So quality of service, quality of goods. By the way, could you please give me 2 goods example from tourism area? 2 goods example. What do you think? From tourism area, 2 goods example. Any goods example? For example, the building of hotel. Is it good or service? Goods example. Hotel room. Good or service? Hotel room. Goods example. Goods are visible. We can touch. We can see it. Service just opposite. We cannot see. We cannot touch. Okay. What about 2 service example from tourism area? 2 goods example.
Cleaning.
Cleaning service. Any other?
Concierge service.
Concierge. Concierge service. But what about concierge itself? Is it good or service? The stand of concierge itself, it's a good. But concierge service side. What about ticket? Flight ticket, is it good or service? Good example. What about ticketing? Service. So, goods and services are very close to each other sometimes. Ticketing. Okay? Giving info, service, for example. Concierge itself, goods, but concierge service side. Okay. 10 years later, in the whole world, we introduced, or someone introduced us CRM. Okay? So having long-term relations with the customers in order to create loyal customers. Okay. So in the world, the history starts from 1990s. But what about CRM journey of Turkey in terms of date? As Turkey, we met CRM starting from the year of 2000. So 10 years later, as Turkey, we understand that there is a new approach which we call CRM approach. 10 years later. By the way, who was the pioneer? Who introduced CRM technique to Turkey? Just for your information, there is one strong tourism group which we called Koç Tourism Group. In Turkey, maybe you know, there are some rich families. One is, for example, Koç family. Another one is Sabancı family. So as one of richest families, Koç Tourism Group, they introduced CRM to all Turkey. How? When we say Koç Tourism Group, we mean all Divan hotels. We mean Avis Rent-A-Car. We mean Divan Patisserie. These are all exist under Koç Tourism Group. And as Koç Tourism Group, in order to introduce CRM, first of all, they formed CRM teams. For example, when you visit Divan hotels or when you stay minimum twice in Divan group, automatically as CRM team members, they started to take notes about your likes and dislikes. For example, Raman. Let's assume that Raman comes to Divan Hotel 2 times. Then as CRM team, we started to take notes about Raman, about likes and dislikes. Let's assume that Raman likes drinking tea with 2 sugar. Then we take this note, and when he visits us again, automatically without any order, we put his tea with 2 sugar. With this way, we started to surprise Raman. Okay? We obey, we orient all of our services according to his likes, not dislikes, likes. This is one small example exists under CRM approach. Okay? One small example. So with the help of Koç Tourism Group as Turkey, we started to learn something about CRM. By the way, before the year of 2000, at that time I was still teaching to the students. And at that time I warned my students and said that, dear students, please prepare yourself. Sooner or later there will be a new department which we call CRM department, and some of you will start for this department. At that time they were laughing. But some years later, as far as I remember, among our graduates, the first CRM manager was Mr. Cem Çakalel. He started to work in Gloria Group. After some years, he became a CRM manager of Gloria Hotels. And under his supervise, there were 40 people only working for CRM department. So my story already realized. At that time, they were laughing. Now, they are obeying. Okay, most of the people, they orient themselves to be work there. Maybe among you, you have already started to work in CRM department. Maybe after this presentation, some of you will especially select this department, because this department is different from other routine departments. It is different from front office. It is different from guest relations. It is more bigger side. If you are working inside of CRM department, this means as any repeat guest, if they even want stars in the sky, you must be ready to meet their expectation. Even stars in the sky. There is no limit. But of course, as repeat guest, you must give some value to the customer, to the, not customer, but to the company. Otherwise, it means nothing. Later on, we will discuss. Okay, what else we have? Let's come to 3 critical questions. Nowadays, there are 3 critical questions to be answered. As companies, they are asking to themselves, can we satisfy our current customers? So from this question, we must understand what is customer satisfaction. Number 2, they are asking that, do they buy from us again? They have already bought something, but again. The third question, do they suggest us to others? So let's answer these questions by giving answers. Can we satisfy our customers? What does it mean, customer satisfaction? Any answer from you?
How to satisfy our guests?
So what is satisfaction?
To anticipate their needs.
Yes.
Predicted.
Yes. To anticipate their needs, their expectations. So as company, I must know something about their needs and expectations. If I meet, as a company, if I meet their expectations, their needs, they will be satisfied. But this was the answer some years ago. Nowadays, meeting their needs and expectations are not enough. We must exceed. We mustn't meet, we must exceed their expectations. What does it mean, exceeding? What do you think, exceeding? For example, what is your expectation from this presentation? As a minimum. What's your expectation? Finishing the course on time. Finishing the course as soon as possible. Minimum. Because you won't see me anymore. But let me change my role. Instead of being with you for 2 hours, let's assume that I am one of your teachers, like other teachers. Then let's assume that I am giving this kind of lecture for 3 months. What will be your minimum expectation? Passing from the course with minimum or average numbers, scores. This will be your minimum expectation. Then I will ask, what will be your maximum expectation? Passing the course with 100, the highest. With this way, I can only meet your expectation. But now I am changing one click more. What about exceeding your maximum expectation? How can I exceed your expectation? I am giving 100. It's okay. But more. How can I exceed your expectation? Of course, if I make you surprise, then I can exceed. So you can make people surprised in 2 ways, whether in positive, whether in negative, dear students. If I say that, look, they are stealing your car, it is in terms of negative. Okay? They are stealing your car, be careful. Or instead of saying, look, if you buy this car, sunroof is free of charge. Now, I make you surprised in a positive way. I am giving a present. If you buy this car, sunroof is free of charge. So you can make people surprised in both negative or positive way. By exceeding term, we mean surprising people in a positive way. So let's turn back to my example. If you pass from this course or from this presentation with 100, and if you can find a nice job with high position, since you have received this course, I will exceed your expectation. So, by receiving 100, if you receive a nice job because of this course, then I will exceed your expectation. Okay, the second question. Do they buy from us again? Any example of buying again? Can you give me any example from your school?
Coca-Cola.
Huh?
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. So what is the relationship? I didn't understand.
No, buy again.
Okay, buying Coca-Cola. What about the example very close to you from this school? Buying again. Coming again.
Come to the second year, third and fourth.
But you have to, otherwise you cannot receive diploma.
Yeah, but you can.
Another, you are very close, but I need better example. Let's assume that you started to be here from primary school. When you finish primary school at this place, what about your secondary school? If you still continue secondary school, then this will be the example. Okay, after finishing secondary school, if there is university level, again belong to this place. If you continue, then again another. Okay, buying again examples. Coca-Cola it can be, but more closer example. What about suggesting the company to others? Any example from your school or from Coca-Cola? Any other? For example, where is Emin? Emin, where are you? Emin, any example of suggesting this school to others? Suggestion of this school to others. For example, you are here in this school. You are very happy. Okay? You are happy with the services. As Emin, you can suggest Eduant or this school to your relatives, to your friends. I am here, I am happy, come here again. Okay? So this is suggestion examples. Okay? So up to now I have given 3 different examples. Customer satisfaction, meeting demands is not enough, you must exceed nowadays, the main expectation. Number 2, buying us again. You start with primary, you continue with secondary, you continue with university, all belong to the same place or academic unit. Suggesting to others, I am happy, why don't you come? Okay? By the way, today's companies are asking these questions and their main expectation is receiving as always yes. So yes, yes, yes. So they want to receive yes answers against these questions. But receiving yes is not easy. Why? Because they must think, as always, external and internal factors affecting decisions. Let me change. As this school, as your school, or as any company, if they change their current customers, what will happen? Every year, if they receive new customers, if they receive new students, what will happen? They may, no problem, but if they always change the faces, this will cost to them 6 times more. Okay, it will cost 6 times more in terms of marketing expenses. That's why nowadays companies are trying to keep the same faces. Okay, the same. So continuing giving services with the same faces always decrease marketing cost. That's why CRM exists. They don't want to change the names, the faces easily because it will cost to them. Okay, what about 100% customer satisfaction? What do you think? You can see this slogan everywhere, especially in most of luxury companies. They have given different mottos, they have given different targets. For example, 100% customer satisfaction. This is our main aim. Or they can write 6 Sigma. What does it mean, 6 Sigma? Do you know this? Very tough target. It comes from engineering. Okay? Normally it starts from 1 Sigma and this is the highest level of 6 Sigma. 6 Sigma means what? As a hotel, if you give 1 million accommodation, over 1 million accommodation, as a hotel, you may have only 3.4 mistake rate. Over 1 million, 3.4 mistake rate. If you have 3.5, below the average. Very tough target. But even in the world, there are some hotel chains like Ritz-Carlton Hotel, worldwide famous Ritz-Carlton hotel chain. They have both 100% customer satisfaction and 6 Sigma targets for many years. Okay, they have very tough, but they successfully managed those targets. 100% customer satisfaction. Agree or not? Agree or disagree? What do you think? Do you think that as any company, as any school want to have or must reach to 100% satisfaction? Having 100% customer satisfaction. What does it mean for a hotel, for a travel agency? It means as every customer of the company will be satisfied from the services. They will be happy, 100%. No one is missing. The meaning. What about the companies? Do they have to sustain 100% customer satisfaction? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Why?
Because it means that we have a perfect service, perfect.
Yes, but you are a company. You must earn something. Am I right? You are a profit. If it is non-profit, it's okay. But if it is profit company, as company, they must earn something from the customer. Am I right? Yes. Let's Imagine something. Let's assume that, okay, from this customer, we may earn some money. It's okay. Sometimes instead of money, we may earn image, positive image. Then, of course, 100% satisfaction is important. Let me give you an example. Do you know our ultra mega star Tarkan? Do you know our pop singer Tarkan?
Yes.
Maybe some of you. Let me change the example. Do you know Jennifer Lopez?
Yes.
GP. She was in Antalya 2 times for giving a concert. Okay, especially in summer times. And she stayed in Regnum, as far as I remember. Let's assume that Jennifer Lopez will come to Antalya for the 3rd time to give a concert. And again, she will stay in one luxury hotel. Let's say this time she will stay in Max Royal Kemer. Of course, as hotel management, most probably you will open your biggest room, king size room for GP, Jennifer Lopez. Okay? And when she comes to the room, she will look around, and if she says that, okay, this room is nice, but I don't like it. Why? I'm a big star, and this is very small room for me. At least smaller than my house. What will you do as hotel management? She didn't like your king size room. She is Jennifer Lopez, universal well-known singer. What will you do? She didn't like because she found it very small. What will you do? Most probably you will break the wall, combine 2 king size room for her. Why? Because she's Jennifer Lopez. Let me change the example. I am, as a professor, I want to stay in the same hotel, Max Royal Kemer, and they will open their king size room for me. When I enter, if I say that I don't like this room, at least smaller than my house, then what will be their reaction? In the first case, they broke the wall. They combined 2 king size together for Jennifer Lopez. What about the result for my case? Most probably, hotel management will say, sorry, we cannot do anything. This is our room. If you like, you can stay. So as companies, if they earn sometimes money, if they earn sometimes good image, positive image, then they are ready to receive 100%. So they will check the profile of the customer. Okay? According to the profile, they can even bring stars from the sky. So they must look to the profile. If they earn if they realize their maximum aim, target, then why not? They will even break the wall. Okay? So the profile of the customer is important. In general, let me turn back to my question. Yes, you must sustain 100% satisfaction, customer satisfaction, but there are conditions. If you earn some money, if you earn positive image, then why don't you? Okay, so there are conditions to realize. If you not earn anything, instead of earning, if you started to lose something, it means nonsense. There is no need to satisfy with 100%. Okay, so you must earn something. This is important. Okay, if you remember our 3 critical questions, can we satisfy our customer? Do they bias again, suggest us to others? If the company wants to receive always yes, yes, yes for these 3 critical questions, then this company must check the current activities, such as they must check, for example, their roles and responsibilities. Okay, I want to receive yes answers as always 3 times, but as company, what about my role and responsibilities against customers? Or I must check my communication frequency. How often do I communicate with the customers, at least potential ones? Do I have close contact or not? Okay? In order to understand today's customers' real wishes and needs, I want to compare one small store, which is grocery store, against one big super hypermarket. Okay, with your help, dear students. Now, with your help, we will compare very small company, very small shop against very big shop. Okay, to understand today's customers' real needs and expectations. So I will write grocery store. Do you know the meaning? Very small shop. Most probably one person, as always, exists. This person is the owner of the shop. Okay? You will buy something from here, or you will buy something from super hypermarket. For supermarket, you can think, for example, 5M Migros. Do you know this? 5M Migros, very famous, very close. And this is any routine small shop. Interestingly, against this huge giant, they are still alive. Why? This is very big, this is very small. Normally, they must be bankrupt. Normally, you mustn't find any grocery store. Why? Because there are giants in the market. But still, they are fighting against the big one. How?
Because sometimes we're more closer than supermarket, for example.
Let's give the answer later. First, let's compare. So, my question is, if you are the customer of any small grocery store, any small shop, what are the advantages? What are the advantages? If you buy something from small shop, what are the advantages of working with small shop? Let me start one example. Since one person is working there, it is easy to communicate. Easy to communicate. I can ask whatever I want. He can ask whatever he wants. Easy communication possibility. What else? Only one person giving services, most probably the owner of the shop, this person. What are the advantages of working with that small shop? Maybe today I don't have enough money. I can say that, can I pay later, tomorrow? Most probably he will say, yes, why not? So this means on credit possibility. On credit possibility. What else? Since I am one customer, since one owner, we know each other very well. So the owner knows you well. The owner knows your brother name, your hobbies, phobies, whatever. Close contact. Every day I am here. What else? Is there any time pressure? Time pressure? No time pressure. Lots of time. No time pressure. We have enough time. Nobody is waiting for us. We have lots of hours. Sometimes I can play backgammon with the owner. Even. I have lots of time. One more. Since the owner knows me well, if I want, for example, what's your favorite cheese? Which cheese do you like best? Cheese. Huh?
Camembert.
Camembert. I don't know it. Let me say Holland cheese. Very famous. Okay, Holland cheese. As a person, as a customer, if I like Holland cheese, even for me, the owner of the shop will bring cheese from Holland for me. Okay, even from Holland, this person may receive cheese even for me because he knows that this is my favorite. Holland cheese. In Turkey, it is Erzincan cheese. Erzincan cheese. Very famous. Okay, don't forget Holland cheese. These are possible advantages of working with small. What about advantages working with the biggest one? 5M Migros. Advantages. You can tell and I can write.
More goods.
Yes, variety of goods. International and national goods. Discount can be here also. It changed. So I need advantages unique to this section. Advantages.
Also, it is famous brand.
Okay, already international and national goods, famous brand inside. What else? If you always buy something from 5M Migros, do they have free car service or bus service? Yes. Free bus service. What else? What about the goods? Are they fresh or not?
Fresh.
Yes, fresh products. What about if you face any problem? If you want to give any product back, is it possible? Yes, easy return possibility. Return possibility. Yes.
You know, always when open and close.
Maybe 24 hours open, maybe. But it is not possible in Turkey. They must close, otherwise they cannot survive, okay? But maybe in your country, 24 hours service. Okay. What about today's customers' real needs, real expectations? Today's customers, dear students, they want all of them, but still there are gaps. I mean, especially from this first section, if the bigger ones can give, let's say, personalized service. Why personalized? Because even for my sake, if I want, they can bring cheese from Holland. So they are ready to give personalized service for me. So one day, or starting from today, if the biggest ones, started to give personalized service like small ones, in one day, this group will be bankrupt. So what are the main wishes of today's customers? They want all of them, plus they need to see personalized service. Okay? So in one day, if the biggest one or bigger ones started to give personalized services, they will bankrupt in one day. But it is nearly impossible. Why? Because total number of customers here are too much. Thousands of people. Do you know the total number of people visiting 5M Migros at weekend time?
No.
I can tell you, more than 5,000. More than 5,000 personalized services, it is impossible. Okay? But if it is possible, the others will be closed. Okay. Any question? Now here is the answer we have already given. But if you want, you can take photo. While you are taking photo, I want to discuss with you what is market share, what is customer share. Market share versus customer share. What does it mean? And which is more important nowadays? Increasing customer share or increasing market share? And why? What do you think?
Market share.
Market share is more important than customer, or vice versa? Or just the opposite? Let me give you one clue. If you increase customer share, this is more important than the first one. Okay? So increasing customer share. Market share means what? As a company, every day, if you are increasing the number of customers, in general, it's okay. This is market share, increasing of market share. But as a company, if you target a niche market, for example, as a hotel, you can say that any kind of occupation, any kind of people working in different sectors can be my customer. This is increasing of general, market share. But over general group, if you targeted, for example, only doctors, I want to see all doctors in the world in my hotel. This time you have niche target, which is we call doctors. So this time you will try to increase the total number of doctors staying in your hotel. Okay? So for customer share, you must have a special targeted customer. Over those, you must try to increase the numbers, which is more important in terms of trade. So if you compare increasing of market share towards customer share increases are more important. With this way, you can have more payment levels. Why I am saying doctors? If you compare revenue levels, revenue rates of doctors with anyone, you can understand what I mean. Can you guess the year or annual revenue amount of any doctor? Do you know? Let's say per month, how much money do they receive as on average doctor working in private hospital? Do you know? I can easily give answer because my wife is a doctor. More than 600,000 Turkish lira. More than per month. If you multiply by 12, you can understand what I mean. 4 million, 5 million Turkish lira per year. Net. Nice money. Oh, that's why. So you must target, as always, the highest level income if you want to earn more. From targeted group, if you can increase the numbers, you are the king. Okay? So, increasing of not market share, but targeted customer share is more important. What else? Dear students, what about the possible relationship between satisfaction and loyalty? Of course, we said that satisfaction means minimum meeting the expectations, but normally we must exceed expectations nowadays. So with this way you will satisfy your customers. Then after satisfaction, this satisfaction lead to customer loyalty of customers. So you can create loyal customers. In order to create loyal customers, first of all, you must satisfy them. Okay? So loyalty follows satisfaction. The possible relationship between loyalty and satisfaction is loyalty follows satisfaction. But I can also ask reverse examples. For example, as a customer, you are satisfied, but you cannot be loyal. Any example? Let's assume that I am an Italian tourist. I come to Turkey, to Antalya, and I stayed in, let's say, Champion Holiday Village in Beldibi. I was very happy. I was satisfied from the services from Champion Holiday Village. But when I come to Antalya again, if I want to test, if I want to receive any other hotel experience, then I may have lots of choices, around 400 five-star hotels. So instead of staying in Champion Holiday Village, I can easily select another one. So there are lots of alternatives. So because of alternatives, from outside looking, I can be satisfied from Champion Holiday Village, but for the next time I may choose another one because I have alternatives. Let me give you another example. You are unsatisfied, okay? You are not happy with the services that you received from that company, but from outside looking, you are always going there. Twice, 3 times, 4 times. Why? For example, Ayshima. I forgot the name of the person on the fort. He is speaking with the lady. What was your name? What was your name? Your name?
My name?
Katya. Huh?
Katya.
Katya. Sorry, but I have to remember you again. As far as I know, you are one of loyal customer of Aishima Bakery.
Yes.
Why I am saying this? Because minimum I have seen you 2 or 3 times in these 3 months. 3 months I am here.
How did you remember my face?
By chance. Okay, this is just an example. Okay, so from outside looking or from my perspective, you are loyal to Aishima. Why? Because at least 3 times you were there. But in fact, let's assume that you are not happy with the products. They are not fresh, they are cold, whatever. But if I saw you minimum 3 times, 4 times, more than 2 times, from outside looking, you are loyal to Aishima. But from inner side, normally you don't want to buy anything from Aishima. But why are you always going to the same place? Because there are very few alternatives around. How many bakeries can you find around your school? This is the main question.
Just one.
Just one. This means you can be unsatisfied, but from outside looking, you are always going there because there is no other alternative.
I am very unsatisfied customer, but I'm still loyal to Aishima.
Yes, this is the example. Okay? Just you can read from the sentence. Let me change, thank you. Let me change the example. In Antalya, as you remember, yesterday I said that there are around 400 5-star hotels in the region. There are 400 5-star hotels. Lots of alternatives. But if you go to Çanakkale in Turkey, if you go to Çanakkale, total number of 5-star hotels are very limited. And if you used to stay always in 5-star hotel in Çanakkale region, there are very few alternatives, like we said. Okay? So sometimes you can be unsatisfied, but you still have continuous relations with the company because of low number of alternatives. So these are reverse examples. You can be satisfied, but you can be disloyal. For the next time you may choose another one. You can be unsatisfied, but you always have to, in a way, go to the same company because of less number of alternatives. These are reverse examples. Okay, what next? Benefits of loyal customers. Why CRM is important? Okay, in other words, CRM is important because if you want to create loyal customers, you must have good relations with them, having long-term relations. Why loyal customers are important? Because they buy again. Again and again, he already bought 3 times something from Aishima. Another one, if you feel yourself loyal to the company, most probably you will consume more. So, purchasing amount will be higher than normal customers. If you feel loyal, as always, you prefer the same company, the same product. You won't look to others. For example, one of you, maybe you said Coca-Cola. If you always loyal to Coca-Cola, as always you will buy Coca-Cola, not Pepsi-Cola. Am I right? Always. For example, I am also one of loyal customer of Coca-Cola. As always. Okay? And if you feel loyal, you will have less sensitivity to other products. If they have even discounts, let's say Pepsi-Cola, if they decrease their prices, I still purchase Coca-Cola. Why? I feel Coca-Cola very close to me. Maybe my family member, like, okay? I have special bond with the company, with the product. What about the other advantages? If I feel loyal to any company, most probably I will be their voluntary representative. It means Coca-Cola company may use my face, may use my name, may use my thoughts in their advertisements. Okay? I am their one of worker or representative. If I feel loyal to any company, I may bring worldwide, European-wide best examples free of charge. Maybe I'm a businessman. Maybe I'm a businesswoman. This means I am traveling a lot. I am traveling all the world. And free of charge, I may bring best application, best practice to the company basing on my voluntary purpose. I can say that, look, in Canada, they have this and this nice application, nice practice. Why don't you use it? Free of charge, I may bring worldwide best examples to the company if I feel loyalty to the company. The last advantage, as loyal customer, I may calm other customers. This is very important, huge. So at peers level, you may convince and you may make calm other customers. Let me give you one example. As I told you before, some years ago, I was the Dean of Faculty of Tourism, our faculty. And during that period, because of my position, I always asked to the students, do you have any problem at faculty? And as always, they told me lots of problems. Some years ago, when I hear any problem, I started to defense for many hours. I started to convince them that everything is okay. But by chance, I suddenly found out that instead of defending the idea, there is one small but more effective solution. If one student says that there is this and this problem in this faculty, then I will ask the same situation to other students. If there is an against idea, then I will just stop and wait. As two students, they can convince each other very well. So benefiting from peers level is one of the strongest points. So any student may easily calm other student, any customer may convince other customer, any academician. Okay, so at peers level, you can use this strong weapon in a way. You can use it. That's why CRM, that's why having loyal customers are very important. Okay, you can use this power. What about loyalty programs? I think up to now you have tested Airways. So who is the pioneer? If you compare hotel companies with Airways, Airways already started to apply loyalty programs. Within these programs, as customers, they may spend less money, they may receive more higher services. For example, as American Airways, Lufthansa, Condor, starting from 1970s, they have developed frequent flyer programs. So if you are a loyal passenger, for example, you will buy economy class ticket, but you will have a flight within business or first class. Okay? After some years, this time hospitality companies, they also develop their own programs to have more satisfaction, to have more loyalty. Instead of frequent flyer programs, they develop frequent stayer programs. Within these programs, if you are loyal to one company, then for example, you will have accommodation of 3 persons, but you will pay for 2 persons. You will stay 3 nights, but you will pay 2 nights. Or if you are loyal to any hotel, this means there won't be any check-in or check-out time pressure on you. I think you know check-in and check-out times. What about check-out time? Check-out time, it is universal. 12. What about check-in time? 14 or 2 p.m. Okay, this is general, this is universal, but for loyal customers, there won't be any limitation. Whenever you want, you can check in. Whenever you want, you can check out. If you are loyal, if you are following our programs. Okay, these are benefits. Of course, as hoteliers and as Airways, they may create their loyalty programs, but while dealing with loyalty programs, they must always check the profile of the loyal customers. Why? Because sometimes, in terms of demographical aspects, they may feel some problem. Sometimes, the consumption levels may decrease, so it means nonsense to continue. sometimes maybe as a company you can delete, you can change the program, you can kick the program, but they may still working with you. So sometimes you must check what's going on. You must always realize cost and benefit analysis. If I change something, what will be the result? So always cost and benefit analysis will be the case in front of companies. Okay, any question? So as a starting point in CRM, we must know something about the customers. We must evaluate their complaints. We must meet their requests. And we must focus to the quality of goods and services. By the way, for the goods, it is possible to analyze the quality. For example, what's the name of this item? Chalk. Can you give me quality indicators of this chalk? Quality indicators. I can easily touch. I can see this is concrete. What's the quality of this chalk? Any indicator? Could you please give me? For example, if I want to see this chalk as quality related indicator, this mustn't smell bad. This must be very light. Okay? And if I started to write any word, as a minimum 3,000 words must be written with the help of this item. So I can easily give quality indicators. Why? Because I can touch, I can carry, I can see. What about service quality indicators? Service just the opposite. You cannot touch. You can just maybe see. You can just have perceive. Okay, perceive is the case. So what about giving education? What about giving training? One service example. Or what about giving any kind of information, info? Or cleaning services? It is not too possible, or it is not easy as quality of goods, but it may happen. Even we have universal standards for service. Do you know, can you give me any example belong to service quality standards, universal ones? For example, if you call any company, in how many rings maximum do they need to open? Maximum 3. 2 or 3. Yes. When they open phone, they mustn't say, huh? There must be standard answering. What's the answer? Standard answer.
How can I help you?
No, this is very quick.
Hello?
No, this is very short. Let me give you. Now we have Rixos Downtown. Before Rixos Downtown, we have Sheraton Voyager Antalya. Maybe you know. If you call Sheraton Voyager Antalya, there was always, as a maximum in 3 rings, they will answer like this. Good morning, Sheraton Voyager Antalya. This is reception. This is Akın Aksu. How can I help you? If you call them 20 times they will follow the same order. This is one quality indicator. What about housekeeping? If you are working as female or male working in housekeeping department, do you have any international standard? For example, any standard for standard rooms? Yes, what is the standard? You say yes. Do you know? Okay, for standard room cleaning, for males, it must be as a minimum 18 standard rooms per day. If you are female worker in housekeeping, then this must be 16 for standard rooms. These are universal indicators. Okay? So there are some examples. Anyway, these are steps to be followed. And the basic aim of CRM, mostly we follow AIDA model. AIDA, this is not the name of operate. This is not name of a big ship. We have AIDA ship too, cruise. But AIDA comes from marketing. Here A means attention. I means interest, desire and action. So as a company, first we must take the attention of potential customers. Attention. Then this attention must be turned in terms of interest. Then they must have demand or desire. Then they must have action. This means they must buy at least one time one thing from us. So when they buy anything, and if we catch their satisfaction, this means we are on the right way to have more loyalty. So if this buying attempt ended with minimum 2 or more, this means we are on the way to loyalty, customer loyalty. In order to realize this aim, of course, as a company, we must have databases about our customers. Databases like Coach Tourism Group. Taking notes about the repeat guests in terms of likes and dislikes. Okay? With the help of database, we will start to serve according to their real needs. This is the main point. Now let's compare today's companies. If you look, for example, if we want, we can give personalized services as hotels. For example, if I go to any hotel, let's check if we go to Rixos downtown. If we want to see any fruit basket in Rixos downtown, what are the components nowadays? Which kind of fruits can you find in the basket? Nowadays, apple, orange, banana, maybe small amount of strawberry. Nowadays. But what about as a customer, if I have allergy problem, if I touch orange, I feel not good. This means for me, this fruit basket must be changed. This must be oriented according to my needs. I'm 100% sure that in every 5-star hotel, they have standard fruit baskets. Always the same. Banana, apple, blah, blah. Always the same. This means since we are giving according to mass tourism approach, everything is mass, everything is standard. Am I right? Yes. What about drinks? If there is a mistake coming from hotelier, to convince me, to call me, they will automatically send me a drink, which is red wine. Am I right? It is always red wine, not white, not pink, always red. It is interesting. Maybe I don't want to drink any alcoholic drinks. Maybe I like yogurt, I like ayran, I like water. Nobody is asking me. They always automatic standard sending of red wine. What about sending newspaper? They can send me newspaper X. Maybe I want to read newspaper Y. They are not asking. With this way, you cannot continue within CRM approach. Let's come to your school. Let me give you some examples. What about your sitting chair? Are they the same? All of them the same, 40 the same. Maybe, let's say Raman has backache problem. Backache problem. Let's assume that after sitting 50 minutes, he starts feeling pain. Why don't we change and give a special sitting chair, a special unique for Raman? Why? What about girls? This girl, you have one water in front, Jesu. The lady name, Raman, in front? Huh?
Marina.
Huh?
Marina.
Marina. You are drinking Jesu. Is it your favorite drink? No. You mean what you understand what I mean, okay? So, instead of drinking Jesu, what's your favorite? Let's say Sural water. It must be Sural in front, okay? So, if I were the management of the school, before coming to the class, I will receive all of your likes and dislikes. And according to your likes, I will start to orient myself. For Raman, for the lady. Okay, with this way you can catch CRM. So, giving standard goods and services can be found, unfortunately, everywhere. Not only in the school. If you go to our faculty, we have the same problem. Okay. So if you started to give personalized services, if you started to give Holland cheese example, okay? This is very important. Don't forget Holland cheese. So if you want to differentiate yourself from the rivals, you must start to give personalized services within CRM approach. Otherwise, it means nothing. You are ordinary company. It means nothing. Okay, these are examples. By the way, if I were hoteliers, I won't forget children. What is the importance of children in terms of companies, in terms of hotels?
Mini clubs.
Mini clubs, okay, but let me ask you from this way. Who is the main decision taker in the family?
Parents.
Parents. Which one? Husband or wife?
Wife.
Husband or wife? As always, wives. They are telling to the people, they are telling to the family member that, okay, this year we will go to Antalya for holiday. They are the main decision takers. Number 2 decision taker, husband or children? Husband or children? Children. If they like aqua park, they will tell to the mom that, okay, next year we must go again to Mirage Park. Why? Aqua park was nice. Number 3, who is the main decision maker? Husband. But don't forget, as husbands, they will tell always the last sentence, which is, you are right. Okay? From outside looking, they are the king. But from inside looking, in reality, they are rated as number 3 after children. So don't forget to create special programs for children. They have value of, or they rank as number 2 after the wife, after the mother. Okay? These are very important in developing your marketing strategies. Don't forget. Yes. Huh?
Ders bitti.
Ders bitti. What about my model? Okay, if you are the customer, you are the guest, I have to follow your needs and wishes. So